Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're talking about 10 things that I would tell anyone who's trying to start a business, thinking about starting a business, basically thinking about being an entrepreneur. So these are the 10 things I would tell them, and they're really, I just feel like they're like the 10 most important things you could tell someone thinking about starting a business, which honestly, it comes across almost every single person's mind at some time in their life. They think, man, maybe I should start a business if they haven't yet. Or, man, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do this. It comes across every single person's mind, in my opinion, at some point in time. So now, not everybody ends up becoming an entrepreneur or trying to actually start a business, but it always comes across people's minds. So these are the 10 things I would tell someone who's thinking about doing it. Let's go ahead and get into this. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy it, guys. Number one. Before you even are going to start a business, you need to have at least 6 to 12 months worth of money, basically savings, that you can pay bills in the future in case this business brings in no money early on. This is the number one key, because the number one thing that could push you out of the business the fastest is if you don't have enough money laying around and then you find out your product or service is a little harder to sell than you thought it was. You aren't bringing in the money, you have bills to pay, things like that, and then you run into a situation where you just have to go back out and get a job, and then the whole business gets forgotten about. So you gotta have enough money left, laying around that you can pay bills for at least 6 to 12 months. That way, like I said, if the business doesn't bring in any money, you're okay. You can pay your bills. You're not going to have to go be homeless or something, or go running back to get your old job or get a new job, and then you forget about the whole plan. So that's the number one key by far, in my opinion. Have enough money laying around that you can pay your bills for at least 6 to 12 months. Number two, you got to ask yourself, are you self-motivated? Are you a self-starter? Can you get up in the morning and get going? And do you not need anyone pushing you? If you're the type of person that needs someone pushing you all the time and trying to motivate you, you're not gonna make it as an entrepreneur. You got to be self-motivated. You got to be a self-starter, because there's going to be no one pushing you. There's going to be no one. It's yourself. It's you and yourself, and that's it. Trying to get yourself going, trying to get yourself motivated, get yourself up every single day, ready to go, ready to conquer the day, ready to do whatever it is you got to do that particular day, and keep yourself motivated. So if you're not self-motivated, if you're not a self-starter, entrepreneurship is not the place for you, I'm afraid. So that's something every person's got to ask themselves thinking about starting a business. Number three, you got to have a vision, right? There's got to be some type of vision you have. What type of business are you going to start? So me with my business, and remember, I tried to start many businesses and failed and failed and failed. And then I finally started a business that finally worked, because I did all these things I'm telling you guys about today. So my business that finally worked was the photography, videography business for the real estate industry, basically real estate marketing. My particular vision at first was, it's going to be a drone company. I'm going to mainly do drone videos of homes and drone pictures and those kinds of things, and also luxury home videos. So it was all video focused and whatnot, and that was my vision. So whatever, you got to have a vision that's maybe a little outside the box, or something that's a little different than what everybody else is doing, which is what my vision was, because no one was really doing drone stuff at that time. Drones were just kind of coming up, and even now, still not everybody's doing drones. Not everybody's a drone pilot and those kinds of things, guys. So I had a vision, and that's where I went with the vision. So you got to have a vision that's a little outside the box, or something that you're going to have a competitive edge against everybody else that are going to be your competitors. Unless it's a new industry, then you don't have many competitors. You're basically starting the industry. But have a vision. That's number three. Number four, be ready to adapt that vision. Adapt it, change it, and do all those kinds of things. Personally, with my business, I realized that I was not going to get enough customers in the luxury home space, $1 million homes. I was not going to get enough of them to really cut the mustard. And also, a lot of customers, when I spoke to them and whatnot, they were also looking for someone that could be the photographer and the videographer. So do the whole package deal. So I had to then adapt my vision and realize, you know what? I need to get good at photography. Because if I get good at photography, one, that's a bigger market, because almost every realtor, they need photos done for their listings. So it's a big, huge market I'm going after. If I can do that, also, I'll get more luxury home listings for my luxury video business, because then people that want the whole deal, the whole package, I will be the whole package. I will offer every single product you can possibly imagine, whether it's drone photos, whether it's drone video, whether it's luxury home video, whether it's photos, virtual tours, everything. I offer it all. So I adapted my vision, and that is really what started to push my business, where I got to a point where it was like, okay, now we're doing good. Now we're actually getting somewhere. So I adapted my vision. If I would just stuck with my original vision, that's it, I would be out of business already. I would probably be working for somebody else, or I would have started another business already. That's the complete honest truth. But because I adapted it, I changed it up a little bit, I'm here now and I'm able to do this video and all those kinds of things, guys. Number 5, you got to have a plan on how you're going to get to potential customers. So whatever product or service you're selling, you got to have a plan before you even start the business on how you're going to actually get to those potential customers. For me, once again, I was in the real estate industry. It's very easy to get email addresses. It's very easy to get phone numbers of realtors, which are the people I need to talk to. So that was a very easy one because I knew I could get in contact with people very easily. But whatever industry you're thinking about starting a business, you got to think, how do I get in front of potential customers? How do I do it? How do I tell somebody about my service? Do I go home to home? Is it something like you go home to home? Is it something where you're doing internet marketing, where you're placing ads online? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? And by the way, if you're doing ads online and things like that, that's a whole different ball game because that's an expense, a huge expense. So then you need to have a lot of money behind you. But you got to ask yourself, how am I going to get in potential customers' faces? How am I going to speak to them on the phone? How am I going to get their email addresses? How am I going to do it? If you don't have a plan for that when you're going in there, it's going to be very hard to succeed in your business. You got to be able to, have a way of contacting these potential customers. Number 6 here. Be prepared for massive amounts of rejection. There's going to be tons of rejection coming your way, guys. Let's be honest. Most people are not going to want your product. Most people are not going to want your service. That's the bottom line. So you got to be prepared for that going into it. It doesn't mean you get down and those kinds of things, but you got to be prepared for that rejection. Because if you're not prepared for that rejection, what's going to happen when you start getting rejected, say you're going door to door and 5 houses slam the door in your face in a row, you're just going to start sulking and be like, oh, pity me. No one wants my product. No one wants my service. If you're prepared for that rejection, you can overcome it then. And you can understand that's just part of the process. And the law of numbers is true. If it's 1 out of 100 people will sign up for your product and service, realize 99 of the people out of every 100 are going to slam that door in your face or not going to answer the door or whatever you're doing or not going to answer the phone. So understand that going in. Be prepared for rejection. Be prepared. It's like you asking a chick to prom. If if you weren't the best looking guy in the world or whatever, or the most popular person, you were asking girls to the prom, it's probably going to be pretty hard but you got to keep asking, otherwise you're going to end up with no date. And in this case, if you don't keep asking, you're not going to end up with a business, and you're not going to end up with any money, and you're going to end up working a job again. So keep that in mind, guys. Be prepared for rejection. Be as happy on door number 100 as you were on door number 1. You got to be prepared for it, guys. It's so important. Number 7, take feedback seriously and do not get offended. This is another thing a lot of people do. If they get some negative feedback coming their way, they get offended by it. Why do they think that? Take feedback seriously. It's something you can probably do better, especially if it's something that 2, 3, 4 people have said, then it's definitely something you need to fix. It's definitely an issue. If it's maybe just one person, says some negative feedback about something, then maybe it's not as big a deal. You should still take it seriously and still think about, do I need to change this process up or the product up or whatever? But if it's 2, 3, 4 people saying the same thing, then you definitely got to fix something there because you're missing out on a lot of potential customers that maybe those people could have been potential customers, but they were not because you had this type of issue with your product or service. So take feedback seriously. Do not get offended, guys. Feedback is the most powerful thing you can possibly get from somebody. So take it seriously. Don't get offended by it. Number 8, go above and beyond for every potential customer that comes your way. So somebody actually, chooses to have your product, chooses to have your service done. Go above and beyond for all those early day people because they're so important, because those are the people that are going to kind of pay your way to kind of getting more customers and more customers at that point. Those are the people that can stick with you and become loyal, long time customers. So you got to go above and beyond for them. So you got to do whatever it takes. For me, with my business, it was doing jobs for cheaper rates than I wanted to do them. And it was also, going above and beyond as far as the editing and those kinds of things and spending as much time as possible so those customers could be as happy with their products as possible and tell more people and those kinds of things. So go above and beyond. Let's say you got a company where you sell, let's say it's like tire cleaning product, and you have a little brush that goes on the product. They spray it on, and then they scrub on the tires. That's your business. That's what you go door to door selling that. Okay, that's fine. Let's say, you check up on one of your potential customers, see if they wanted to buy any more. They're like, no, I don't want to buy any more of that. My brush broke after the second day. Oh, sir, what if I gave you 2 brushes for free today? I'm so sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. I'll give you 2 brushes for free today. Yeah, it's 2 brushes you got to give away for free, but it's at the same time, then you have that person who was not happy at all with your business, who would probably say bad things about it to somebody else. Now they're probably going to be thrilled and happy that you actually, did something for them. They got 2 brushes for free, and now they might even buy more products from you in the future. So that's whatever you're doing, guys, go above and beyond for those early day customers, because those are the most important ones out of all of them by far, guys. Those early, first 6 months, first 12-month customers, go above and beyond. Number 9 here, guys, only spend money on new products for your business when it's absolutely necessary, or if the ROI is there. If the return on investment's there, then go ahead and spend that money. If it's absolutely necessary to get a new product or service for your business, then absolutely do it. But if it's not, if it's like, is that going to bring me an ROI? Maybe. Do I really need that? Probably not, but I would like it. It would be kind of cool. If it's something like that, don't spend the money on it, guys. That's how you stay profitable. Stay profitable by not spending money unless there's the ROI's there, the return on investment. If you're just spending money to spend money because you got some money to spend, you're not going to remain profitable or nearly as profitable as you could be. So I only buy new equipment when I absolutely need it, when a customer absolutely requests it, or when there's a competitive threat that I need to up my game. And the ROI is there, guys. So I only do that when the ROI is there, or when the return on investment's there. Don't just spend money for the sake of spending money because you want to spend money, guys. Spend money when it's needed. Spend money when it's necessary. The last one here, number 10. I would not spend money on marketing for at least your first year or two. Your first year or two, it needs to be all organic. You're getting customers and all those kinds of things. Unless it's a type of business where you can't do it organically for whatever reason, it needs to really be organic. Also, you're not going to understand really the best way to market your product or service if it's within the first year, because you're still trying to figure out your product and service. I was still trying to figure out, how's my whole game going and where am I going for months. It took months and months to figure that out. So to spend a bunch of money marketing, in my opinion, it's a waste of money unless you're an expert marketer. If you're an expert marketer and you're going to get the return on investment on it, no question about it, then go ahead and spend the money. And 95% of people are not expert marketers, or I would say 98% of people are not expert marketers, guys. So if you're in that 2% that's an expert marketer, and you're going to get the return on investment, then go ahead and advertise in your first year or two. That's perfectly fine. If you're not, then don't do it, because you're just going to waste your money. You're not going to know how to get the ads out there properly, or whatever you're trying to do there. You're just going to end up wasting money, which will then lead to less profitability. So we want to stay profitable. The bottom line is what matters in the end, guys. I hope these 10 tips helped you fabulously today, guys. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed sharing it with you guys. The 10 things that I would tell anybody thinking about starting a business or becoming an entrepreneur. If you came across this video and have not subscribed yet, you may want to. We talk personal finance in the channel. We talk entrepreneurship. I'm an actual business owner, and I give away a lot of my business tips just like we did today. We also talk the stock market the most and how to make your money into money. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.